Headley.
Here.
Alderman Tyler. Here. Alderman West. Here. Quorum.
Next on the invocation by Derek Steinmuller of Life Connections Church in Grand Valley, followed by a pledge of allegiance from Aldermen.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this day. Father, you have been so good to us. We thank you for the weather, many indications of just your goodness and your greatness in our lives. Father, we also just recognize your sovereignty over everyone and everything. So, Father, tonight, as these city leaders conduct your business, Father, we ask that you would just give them the knowledge that they need. Father, I pray that you would give them just the insight that they need and the wisdom as well. Father, we know from your word that if we lack wisdom, we can ask of you, and you will give generously without finding fault. So I just ask for that spirit of wisdom tonight, just give us the strength and courage to do what is right as they represent the great men and women of this city. Father, we pray for all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is approval of the agenda.
No changes, Mr. Mayor.
Seeing no proclamations then, we'll move on to citizens' participation. We ask the citizens who wish to address the board come forward to the podium and microphone, and please give your name and address for the record.
I'm Stacy Perry. Address is 8112 South Bristow Road, Grand Valley, 64009. And I'm here tonight representing, once again, the Purple Peace Foundation. Most of you, I think by now, know we are an epilepsy awareness group based here in the Grand Valley Oak Grove area. We have already put on the schedule our 4th annual Cruise for Consciousness car show. It is scheduled for Sunday, August 6th of this year. Once again, it will be at the Pavilion. I'm coming to you tonight to ask once again for permission to sell concessions and have our drawings, all that sort of good thing. I know that we have to get clearance to sell on city property. That hasn't been a problem for you guys the last 2 years. I hope that it won't be again tonight. I do have, if you'd like, I turned off a few flyers, nothing fancy, just, why the Pavilion has been so great for us, why we want to continue. Just to kind of recap how last year went, we had 125 cars show up. Would have probably had even more, but we had a monsoon the day before. Probably would have had more, like around 160. So the show is growing by leaps and bounds each year. Brought in about $3,500 last year. Hope to do about $4,000 or so this year. I put out the flyers just online just this past week, just for grins. Don't even have physical copies of them yet. I've already gotten 5 registrations in the mail, and 3 individual sponsors just reaching out to me, people I don't even know. So it's growing each year. We're real excited about it, and so I just hope that, like I said, that you have permission to sell so that we can continue, because most of our profit does come from the concessions that day and from those drawings that we do on site.
Did we have to do a resolution last year, or just a motion?
No, and just to let you know, we did talk about this at the last board meeting. So the thought from the board was that moving forward, we'll at least acknowledge the date every year. That way we can put it on the calendar. We felt like it would be, or the board felt like it would be sufficient just to do a roll call vote, and I was actually going to bring it up in my staff comments, so you wouldn't have to be present, but I appreciate you being here. So, but I believe, a motion for that date to allow them to sell the merchandise that they historically have been selling on that.
I'll entertain a motion then. Motion from Alderman Bannon, second Alderman West. All right. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Also the same sign. All right.
I appreciate your help. Does anyone else besides Ms. Fountain want one? A flyer?
I would like one, please.
You say limited to 2 minutes. I could spend more than that just trying to get
I just need the flyer. I think I have your business card once or twice. Is this a new one?
This is, I didn't have my own.
Oh,
Finally got those.
okay. Thank you, Stacy.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
May I have one sheet, please?
I've started something.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look. I feel like you need them.
I'm just thinking.
Anyone else can fill in what I got? That way it takes me more time.
No, that's right. Do you have anyone else who wishes to address the board this evening? All right. Seeing none, move on to consent agenda.
Mayor, I move we accept the consent agenda.
Have a motion, Alderman West, to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Arnold. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Seeing no previous business, new business, presentations, or public hearings, we'll move on to ordinances.
This is Bill B-18-02, an ordinance, approving the final plat of Blue Owl Estates.
Mayor, I move that we accept Bill 18-2 for its first reading, for its second read by title only.
I have a motion from Alderman Arnold to approve Bill B-18-02 for its first reading, bring it back by title only for its second reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Totten. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, this, item has been through planning and zoning, has been approved. It consists of 55, single-family residential lots and a tractor for detention and 2, lots for future commercial development. Any other questions can be directed to Mr. Murphy.
Questions or discussion? All right. Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
5-0 first, Mayor.
Okay, move on to resolutions.
This is resolution R-18-11, a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Green Valley, authorizing the city administrator to purchase a 2018 Chevrolet Impala for police detective work.
Well, I would like, before I bring this to the resolution, have our police chief tell
You got it,
everybody-
bring it up before we can discuss
We
it.
have to introduce it first.
Okay. A resolution, by the Board of Aldermen of the city, oh, you already read that. I move that we accept the resolution number R-18-11.
I got a motion from Alderman Totten to approve resolution R-18-11. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Headley.
Now, can he tell them why?
Any discussion?
Chief, would you please stand up and tell them why we need this?
Well, this vehicle is, due for rotation as part of the work plan, and we technically, 2008 model, which is going on, 8 years old, with the, primary time for the people, and, either that or in excess of 100,000 miles, so this vehicle will be replaced, and the existing vehicle, is going to be part of that second now will be utilized by our crime victim advocates,
Okay. Thank you.
Any additional questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
5-0, Mayor. This is resolution R-18-12, a resolution by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Grand Valley, authorizing the city administrator to purchase a 2018 Chevrolet Tahoe PPV for the police K-9 patrol.
I move that we accept resolution number R-18-12.
I have a motion from Alderman Totten to approve resolution R-18-12. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Alderman Bannon.
And would you like to?
Any discussion?
Why do we need it for the K-9?
The K-9 vehicle we currently have is, approaching 110,000 miles, and it's fairly slow charging.
Okay, I thank you very much. This way that when the people hear this, they're not gonna be, they'll understand why, because one of the most frequent things I get to hear is, besides the streetlights, is the cars. So I thank you very much.
One thing that I would like to point out with both of these vehicles is that we have the vehicle equipment replacement program that dictates when we replace, those vehicles. Both of these vehicles, we extended the life expectancy, just because we had low operating costs. For example, with the K-9 vehicle, it was due to be replaced last year, but we pushed it off a year. And the detective's vehicle, those are typically, I think they're 5-year vehicles, so it was 5 years over replacement. So we're doing our best to stretch it out to make sure that we get the most out of the vehicles before the costs of maintenance begin to go up.
Well, this way, when they see this, then they know we are trying. I thank you.
Any other discussion or comment?
Are those vehicles purchased under like an RFP, or is that a standing statewide agreement we can connect ourselves to and purchase? How does that work?
Yeah, is this through MoDOT or Mark, Ken?
The police vehicles, I believe, are going through Mark. They were the cheapest bids. But yeah, it's a competitively bid contract process. A lot of the public works vehicles end up coming through the MoDOT bid process. So we end up getting the costs that are quoted there quite a bit less than if we were just to go out and get individual bids.
Yeah. Yeah, these vehicle costs were all competitively bid through the Mid-America Regional Council contract.
Will the existing lights, sirens, all that equipment switch easy, or do you have to find?
Some of it has to be
Do we have anything else? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
5-0, Mayor.
Next item is city attorney's report.
No report.
Next item will be city administrator and staff report.
Mr. Arroyo.
Just wanted to give you an update on our last couple of, I guess, ice storms, if you want to call them that. We had about 71 man-hours involved in both of those storms. We dropped about 52 tons of salt and 500 gallons of calcium chloride. So right now we're actually just about a third of our material storage at this point. Obviously, I think we're getting towards the end of the winter event, so I think we're doing pretty good material-wise. So that's all I had.
Do you want to announce the household hazardous waste date as well?
Sorry, forget about that. We do have the household hazardous waste event date set. It is October 20th for this year. Yes, and it'll be at the maintenance facility over at Jackson County, up by Monkey Mountain, Old 40. So.
The only thing I had, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Perry already addressed for us this evening, so I have no comments, and staff has no further comment.
Next item is Board of Aldermen reports and comments. Alderman Arnold.
Nothing at this time.
Alderman Totten.
I'd like to say thank you to all the very wonderful people we have in this town for my husband's illness of almost 2 months. I really appreciate all of them and everything that was done. And I appreciate you guys putting up with me complaining about the lights, because I bet I get, the first day I got 30-some phone calls on the lights. And I was tempted to forward them all up here, but he asked me not to. Can you believe that? But no, and I'm glad that he's gonna go check it out, because my street is terrible.
Seems to be hit and miss. Some of them seem to be brighter than what they were, and some of them seem to be not as bright.
No, you'll be surprised how bad it is.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't be so upsetting, but I had the police catch 2 young men that were trying to break into one of the men's vehicles. I have got a house that's empty They tried to break into it, the owners boarded it shut. I didn't catch it, but somebody broke the boards. They didn't get in, but they were trying to get in, but the board's broken and you can't see. So, and I'm sorry, I don't sit up and out on my front porch all night long, like some people think. But I thank you.
Alderman Headley?
Nothing to report?
Alderman West?
Nothing to report, ma'am.
Alderman Beaman?
Nothing to report.
Next item is mayor's report. I have nothing additional to report this evening. We do have a need for an executive session, I believe, under legal.
For legal and for, individually identifiable personal records, 13.
All right, I'll entertain a motion then to adjourn into executive session. Got a motion from Alderman Beaman, second Alderman Headley. Any discussion?
You don't talk about
Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
it.
All opposed, same sign. Alderman Arnold?
Yes.
Alderman Totten?
Yes.
Alderman Headley?
Yes.
Alderman West?
Yes.
Alderman Beaman?
Yes.
All right, we'll adjourn the executive session.